Good Morning America funding fight. Overnight, the House passes a bill to fund DHS for 2 months, but the top Senate Democrat vows it's dead on arrival, and lawmakers head off to a 2-week recess. President Trump ordering DHS to start paying TSA workers when they could see those paychecks, but it's still agony at the airports. The look at the lines travelers face this weekend.
Escalating strikes. At least 10 Americans injured when Iran attacks a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. Israel launching new strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities and Iran retaliating. With more U.S. troops now on the way, questions mounting on whether a ground operation into Iran is imminent.
Breaking overnight, Tiger Woods released from jail after being arrested on DUI charges. The golf legend involved in a rollover crash in Florida.
Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment.
Just as he starts his return to competitive golf. What we're learning about the incident this morning.
Courtroom drama in the trial of the Hawaii doctor accused of trying to push his wife off a cliff. A DNA expert taking the stand, her findings about some of the key evidence.
Spring sales heating up with the weather. GMA scouting out the best deals from home items to Easter meal savings and even cars where you can save big.
Red hearts, that's what I'm on, yeah.
And March Madness, the men's Elite Eight set overnight, the nail-biting games and the upsets. And on the women's side, the buzzer beater and this win to keep the team dancing. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Saturday. Good morning, America.
And good morning, America. It's so great to have you with us. Great to have Rachel in this morning, in for Janae.
It's good to be here.
Yes.
I'm doing well. My March Madness bracket, not so much.
Yes, right. I
yeah.
think a lot of people in that same spot. We're going to have more on that, and we do have a jam-packed show this morning here, including new developments involving Tiger Woods. The pro golfer's mugshot has been released after a rollover crash and an arrest on suspicion of DUI.
We will have new details on that. And breaking overnight, at least 10 American service members injured after an Iranian missile and drone attack on a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. We're live in the region with the very latest.
But we do begin here on Capitol Hill, where the fight to fund the Department of Homeland Security and end the partial government shutdown is far from over. Overnight, the House passed a short-term bill to fund DHS, sending it back to the Senate, where the top Democrat is calling it dead on arrival. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with the latest this morning. Selena, good morning.
Good morning to you, Gio. Yes, we are still stuck in this partial shutdown, now on day 43, after House Republicans rejected the Senate's plan to reopen the Department of Homeland Security and pass their own plan. This new version must now go back to the Senate, but senators have already left town for 2 weeks, and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says this House bill is dead on arrival. Overnight, the House passing a new temporary bill to fully fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 months.
On this vote, the yeas are 213 and the nays are 203. The resolution is adopted.
House Republicans plowing ahead with their own plan, rejecting the Senate's bill to end the partial government shutdown. Speaker Johnson slammed the Senate bill for taking out money for ICE and Border Patrol, even though those agencies are already fully funded by President Trump's mega bill passed last year.
This gambit that was done last night is a joke.
Democrats were betting the partial shutdown would pressure Republicans to reform immigration enforcement. But after weeks of the shutdown and chaos spreading in airports across the country, Democrats have not secured any of their demands.
Democrats must stop their dangerous and destructive shutdown and reopen the Department of Homeland Security without delay.
But Democrats not backing down.
Immigration enforcement in America should be fair, just, and humane. That's not what's happening right now. And the American people know that ICE is out of control.
The bill passed in the House now needs to go back to the Senate, where Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has vowed it's dead on arrival. TSA workers like Rebecca Wolf from Boise, Idaho, going without pay for weeks.
The biggest challenge, obviously financial, but it does take in emotional and mental toll on anybody and everybody.
The president now ordering DHS to start paying TSA workers. The department says checks should start arriving on Monday.
I'll believe it when I see it. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of faith.
So bottom line here, guys, this fight in Congress is far from over. And to be clear, Democrats have been demanding real reforms to ICE, including requiring ICE agents to remove their masks and wear body cameras. But so far, Whit, they haven't gotten a single one of their demands.
Yeah, all right, Selena Wang for us. We appreciate it. And Rachel, you've been following this from the very beginning. Selena raised the point. Where does this go next from here?
Well, lawmakers are now out of Washington. They're back home in their districts and their states. I talked to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle in the last 24 hours. Right now, there are no plans for either chamber to return to address this. And there's a question of whether or not this action taken by President Trump to pay these TSA workers actually takes off some of the pressure for these lawmakers to return quickly. Look, we've asked DHS, how long will these TSA workers keep getting paid? We know they'll get paid on Monday, but will they continue to see those paychecks the longer this drags on? They did not give us a firm answer. And, Gio and I were just talking about this. You cover transportation. Yeah. I mean, we know this is the second government shutdown in just 6 months, and so many TSA workers have just quit the job altogether because of this.
Because they desperately need that money. Yeah. All right, Rachel, thank you so much. And as you just said, the impact of the partial government shutdown continues to be felt at the nation's airports. Travelers are facing another weekend of long security lines, and ABC's Mola Lenghi joins us now from Baltimore Washington International Airport. Mola, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Gio. It's still early here at BWI, but as you can see, not early enough, not too early, I should say, to be busy. People everywhere, lines everywhere, stretching in every direction, starting at the TSA checkpoint lines, stretching past ticket airline counters, past the shops and the stores, past the food courts, stretching literally throughout the terminal and quite literally out the doors onto the drop-off areas. As far as the eye can see, these lines are stretching. People out here waiting for hours and hours and hours, clearly shaping up to be another busy day here at BWI, as well as airports across the country. TSA agents still working without pay, as you mentioned, many struggling to make ends meet. This partial government shutdown has gone on for nearly a month and a half, meaning TSA agents have already missed several paychecks, and they're now being told that they will be paid on Monday. Now, so far, Thursday was the worst day in terms of TSA agent call-outs. Nearly 3,500 TSA officers nationwide called out of work. Several major airports almost paralyzed by that. Bush Airport in Houston had the highest rate of call-outs at 44%. Atlanta, 40%. Here at BWI, 37% of TSA workers called out. And JFK in New York, 33%. Of course, this happening as spring break is hitting, people traveling for Easter and Passover, spring break vacations. Officials advising passengers to try to get to airports as early as possible, 2-3 hours, maybe even 4 hours at some of the busier ones. You also want to check your airline's apps for any updates and try to avoid checking a bag if possible. You want to carry on a bag if possible. Guys?
Those lines are just unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yeah. Incredible. All right, Mola, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Now to the arrest of Tiger Woods. The golf legend is out of jail this morning after being arrested on DUI charges in Florida. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the story. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. Tiger Woods back in the spotlight, this time after another crash and DUI arrest, and new questions this morning about what comes next.
This morning, Tiger Woods out of jail after being arrested on DUI charges. The 50-year-old golf legend seen here leaving Martin County Jail in Florida late Friday.
Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment.
Authorities say Woods was traveling at a high rate of speed on this road Friday afternoon, passing a truck on a 2-lane road when he crashed and rolled over his Land Rover near his home on Juniper Island.
The truck pulling a trailer was trying to slow down and pull over, and Mr. Woods was overtaking him at a high rate of speed before he clipped it back in and rolled his vehicle over on the driver's door.
The Martin County Sheriff's Department says Woods was not injured and was able to crawl out of the passenger side door before police arrived. Suspecting Woods may be impaired, officers on scene performed a breathalyzer test, which detected no alcohol according to investigators. However, authorities say Woods refused to take a blood or urine test.
A urinalysis would have showed evidence or not of other drugs, and since he refused to take it, he was charged with DUI with property damage and failure to take a lawful test, both misdemeanors.
Over the years, Woods has been in multiple vehicle crashes. In 2021, he nearly had his leg amputated after the SUV he was driving rolled over multiple times outside Los Angeles.
You're stopped in the road, in the middle of the road.
In 2017, the golf pro was charged with DUI after being found by police passed out behind the wheel of his damaged vehicle. Woods pleaded guilty to reckless driving. In 2009, Woods crashed into a fire hydrant near his home. This latest arrest comes while Woods mounts a comeback to competitive golf. Just this week, he played in his first match since 2025 for the Juniper Lynx in ESPN's TGL League, and had his eye on a potential return to golf's biggest stage, the Masters.
This body doesn't recover like it was when it was 24, 25. Doesn't mean I'm not trying. I've been trying for a while.
But now, in the wake of another DUI charge and crash, a complicated legacy comes back into focus for the 15-time major champion.
I think he's always going to be remembered as one of the greatest golfers of all time, but clearly this tarnishes his image again.
There are questions, too, about whether or not Woods could be disciplined by the PGA Tour, because in addition to being a pro golfer, he also sits on various committees and boards for the PGA. Whit.
Okay, Andrew Dimbert, we appreciate it. This morning, a suspected Iranian hacking group is claiming responsibility for breaching FBI Director Kash Patel's personal email. Sources tell ABC News most of the emails and photos that were breached and posted online were from prior to 2019. The FBI says it's taking steps to mitigate the risks of the breach, and no government information was involved. Sources say the group that is claiming responsibility has stepped up its efforts since the Iran war began. Gio?
Okay, and that's where we go. We're turning to the war in Iran. American service members injured in Iran's attack on a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. And ABC News foreign correspondent Britt Clinton has more now from Tel Aviv, which was targeted by Iran overnight. Britt, good morning.
Hey, Gio. Yeah, this conflict only intensifying. Now the Houthis, who are backed by Iran, have launched their first strikes at Israel since this conflict began. The U.S., meanwhile, sending more troops, while Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. expects to wrap up the military operations within weeks. Overnight, intense bombing in Iran, lighting up the sky in the capital, Tehran, amid more exchanges of fire with Israel and the U.S., and satellite imagery showing the destruction at a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia after it was hit in an Iranian drone attack, at least 10 American service members injured. Officials telling ABC News at least 2 were seriously wounded and at least 1 tanker damaged in the Friday attack. Altogether, more than 300 American troops have been injured and 13 killed as the war now enters its 5th week. And this morning, even more troops are on the way. Multiple U.S. officials telling ABC News a 3rd U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS George H.W. Bush, is heading to the Middle East. They'll join another 2,200 U.S. Marines set to arrive in the region any day now. And with up to 1,500 paratroopers preparing to deploy too, questions mounting as to whether a ground operation into Iran is imminent. But Secretary of State Marco Rubio, speaking to G7 leaders in France on Friday, saying the U.S. can reach its goals without putting boots on the ground.
And we can achieve them without any ground troops, without any.
Just hours later, President Trump speaking at a Saudi-backed investment conference, calling himself a peacemaker, praising the U.S.-Israeli operation and saying the U.S. is now, quote, just going after targets in Iran.
We have another 3,554 targets left, and that'll be done pretty quickly. And then, at some point, we're going to have to determine what we do.
Overnight, Iran reporting more strikes on its nuclear facilities and steel factories. Video of the confirmed Israeli strikes posted on social media showing smoke billowing from one of the factories. Just hours later, Iran launching a fresh wave of retaliatory strikes on Israel. Video circulating online showing the moment of a missile impact in Tel Aviv. At least 1 person killed, a man in his 60s, and multiple others injured. While the death toll inside Iran climbs to at least 1,900. In southern Lebanon, where the IDF says it's widening its ground invasion to create a buffer zone against Iran-backed Hezbollah, more than 1,116 people killed, over 1 million displaced, according to Lebanese authorities, the UN warning it's facing a humanitarian catastrophe. And with Iran-backed Houthis now joining this war, launching missiles towards Israel from Yemen, there are fears of this conflict expanding. That's despite Special Envoy Steve Witkoff saying that the U.S. is hopeful of having meetings with Iran this week. Rachel?
Yeah, as this war enters now its 5th week. All right, Britt, thank you. We turn now to the deadly helicopter crash in Hawaii and the efforts to save the survivors who were on board. ABC's Morgan Norwood is here with those details. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning to you. Just so devastating here. We know that the NTSB and FAA FAA are looking into this, but so far officials say preliminary information indicates that the pilot may have been trying to bring that tour helicopter closer to shore before it crashed off Hawaii, of course, killing 3 people and injuring 2 others. Officials say this chopper went down around 3:45 Thursday afternoon near a remote beach on Kauai, about 30 minutes after takeoff. Now, by the time crews had arrived, officials say several victims were already on the beach and the shoreline, and bystanders, survivors had already started those life-saving efforts, actions that they say may have played a critical role. We're also now learning the identities of 2 of the 3 people that were killed, 65-year-old Margaret Rimler and 59-year-old Patrick Haskell, both from Massachusetts. We also know a 3rd victim is a 40-year-old woman whose name has not yet been released. But I will say this is the latest in a string of helicopter crashes on Kauai. In 2024, a pilot and 2 passengers were killed after federal investigators say a different tour company's helicopter broke apart after encountering turbulence. We know recovery efforts are still underway this morning to remove that chopper from the water. Airborne Aviation, that is the tour company behind this, they say that they are cooperating with federal investigators and have suspended operations indefinitely, guys.
Awful.
And those helicopter tours are so popular.
Yeah, they really are.
Too. Yeah, difficult to hear. We appreciate it, Morgan. Another story that we're following this morning, alleged Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann is expected to appear in court next month, and it's anticipated that he may change his plea to guilty. That's according to sources familiar with the case. Heuermann is charged in the deaths of 7 women. He has pleaded not guilty and is currently set to stand trial in September. Gio?
All right, a federal judge has dismissed charges against 2 former Louisville police officers in the Breonna Taylor case. The judge approved the Justice Department's motion to dismiss criminal charges against the 2 officers. Both were accused of falsifying information in the no-knock warrant used in the botched raid at Taylor's apartment in March of 2020. Taylor was shot and killed in that raid.
March Madness heating up here as the men's and women's NCAA basketball teams battle it out on the court. ABC's Ashin Singh has more on who's advancing to the next round. Ashin, good morning. How's your bracket holding up?
Morning, Whit. My bracket has been long gone, but we are in the heart of it. The men's Elite 8 is finally set, and the women's Sweet 16 is still underway. We saw some instant classics last night that had us hoop fans up late.
Jumper, yes! How about that? This morning, the men's Elite 8 finally taking shape. Foster gets to the rim for a big bucket! With just a 2-point lead and 14 seconds remaining, it was Duke who made the clutch plays late, ending the magical run of Rick Pitino's St. John's. Duke is still elite! All behind a monster performance from Cameron Boozer and the return of an injured Caleb Foster. Duke head coach John Shire getting emotional post-game when asked about Foster's return.
He had no business playing today. He was determined. That's one of the most special performances I've ever seen.
Fellow 1-seed Michigan found themselves in a shootout early against 4-seed Alabama. Back and forth we go. Before pulling away in the second half, Michigan State almost pulling off an improbable comeback, down by as many as 19 points. Then taking the lead with 9 minutes remaining. Michigan State with a chance to take the lead. But it wasn't enough, and UConn squeaks by with the win. UConn's championship hopes remain alive. While Tennessee pulls off the upset over Iowa State, taking them to their 3rd straight Elite 8.
Coach Barnes told us that we could win a national championship, and we have the team to do it.
On the women's side, it was a buzzer beater to shock the Tigers. 3-seed Duke taking down 2-seed LSU with late-game heroics to advance. This ends the streak of 3 straight Elite 8 appearances for LSU. And in Notre Dame versus Vanderbilt, it was all Hannah Hidalgo. Another steal from Hannah Hidalgo. Not only did she set the NCAA record with 10 steals in a game, she joined Caitlin Clark as only the 2nd player with a 30-point triple-double as her Fighting Irish took down the Commodores in an upset.
Now just to be in this position where we're still dancing, it's honestly a blessing.
While the 2 1-seeds in action took care of business.
And the number 1 seed advances.
UCLA beating 4-seed Minnesota by 24 points. And UConn moving on behind a strong showing from none other than sophomore Sarah Strong.
It's kind of one of those things that she just plays the way she plays, and then when she does it, it makes it look so easy.
And guys, more great basketball ahead today as the women's Sweet 16 continues on and the men's begin the Elite 8 bracket. And guys, this is what March is all about, even though my bracket is cooked.
Yeah. Well, when was it cooked?
Cooked probably day 1, day 2, I think.
There's still hope for Whit, though. Whit is holding on to hope.
My bracket's hanging on. I've never won before, though. Like 40 years of like donating money to my friends' pools. You know,
but we just learned Ashan's mom did.
Yeah.
So
she picked Syracuse back in 04. We're still riding high on that.
The best.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashan. All right, still ahead here on GMA. High-stakes testimony in a family courtroom showdown. The latest in the trial of the Hawaii doctor accused of trying to kill his wife.
Plus, a new COVID variant raising fresh concerns and questions. What doctors want you to know.
And spring savings are in full bloom. Your guide to the top spring deals going on right now. Stay with us.
And we're dancing here. Welcome back to GMA. We're celebrating International Women in Music Day with one of the classics, Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. Her 1987 album, Whitney, was the first album by a woman to debut at the #1 spot on the Billboard album charts. Ahead in pop news, Will Gans has more on the ladies leading the chart.
That song, all of her songs,
Iconic.
Oh, just gorgeous. All right, let's take a look at some of the other top stories we're following here on this Saturday morning. A new round of No Kings protests is on tap today across the country. Organizers say 3,000 events are planned in all 50 states, similar to the October No Kings rallies. Organizers say they're protesting the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, military action abroad, and attacks on civil rights.
There's a newer COVID-19 variant being closely watched by health officials. The strain known as BA3.2, which some scientists have nicknamed the cicada virus, is popping up in 23 countries. The CDC is reporting the strain is not behind a large number of new COVID cases in the U.S. Levels remain low and they are declining, but researchers detected the variant in wastewater samples from 25 states.
Well, Netflix is raising prices. The streaming giant announcing hikes for all 3 of its subscription tiers. Standard now costing $8.99 a month. The ad-free plan is $19.99, and the premium level will set you back $26.99.
And the back-to-back MLB champs kicking off baseball season with a little sparkle. The Dodgers received their World Series rings before Friday's game against Arizona. The gold rings are decked out in diamonds and blue sapphires, and inside a glass enclosure displaying dirt from last season's thrilling Game 7 win over Toronto.
They got the dirt in the ring and
Isn't that
everything.
cool?
Okay, pretty cool. All right, we do want to turn now and start this half hour with the new testimony in the trial of the Hawaii doctor accused of trying to kill his wife by attempting to throw her off a cliff. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more on the latest developments in court. Jacqueline, good morning.
Wait, good morning. The Maui doctor maintains he used a jagged rock in self-defense, but prosecutors say it was used as a weapon while he attempted to kill his wife. A city employee took the stand and shared what exactly they found on that rock. This morning, jurors seeing the bloodied rock prosecutors say a Maui anesthesiologist used to try to murder his wife last March while on an Oahu hike for her birthday. A DNA expert taking the stand Friday in Dr. Gerhard Koenig's attempted murder trial, testifying she ran tests on the rock. Prosecutors allege he repeatedly bashed his wife Ariel's head with it after discovering she was allegedly having an emotional affair with a coworker.
On this side, I could see that there's a stain, so I took a swabbing of that area.
Koenig maintains his innocence, claiming he used the rock in self-defense after his wife allegedly attacked him. The DNA expert testifying the blood on the rock doesn't belong to him. Koenig's defense attorneys arguing that DNA on that bloodstain doesn't provide answers to key questions in the trial.
DNA cannot tell us how the blood got there, correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
DNA cannot tell us how an altercation may have started, correct?
Yes.
DNA cannot tell us who may have started an altercation, correct?
Yes.
Prosecutors say Koenig attempted to push Ariel off a cliff and inject her with a syringe. When that didn't work, they say he repeatedly struck her in the head with that rock. Bystanders stumbling upon the couple and calling 911.
Someone's currently being attacked on the top of Palikuka. Where? There's a man trying to kill her.
Koenig allegedly fleeing the scene. This body camera footage showing Good Samaritans rushing to help Ariel. Authorities taking Koenig into custody about 6 hours later. On Tuesday, his wife took the stand, describing the moment she says her husband attacked her.
He grabbed me really forcefully by my upper arms, and he said, "I'm so sick of this. Get back over there." And he starts pushing me back towards the cliff.
I think the very nature of the case, the argument that this is self-defense, as well as the opening statement, suggests very strongly that Gerhardt has to testify.
Koenig's adult son is expected to testify against him on Tuesday. Prosecutors say the son received a FaceTime from his father after he was taken into custody. Rachel.
Yeah, it's still that big question on whether he will take the stand. All right, Jacqueline, thank you.
And the kickoff to spring means the start of some seasonal sales. We like that. Will Gans has been scouting out some of the best deals. So what'd you find, Will?
Is that pollen in the air or is it savings, Gio? Forget the marshmallows. I want y'all to peep some of these epic Easter savings, with splurging on Easter treats expected to be up 255% this year compared to typical springtime spending. That's according to Adobe. It's important to save where we can. Now, you might remember when Miranda Priestley said florals for spring, groundbreaking. But she might change her tune when she finds out that flowers are expected to be discounted up to 14% off this year. For more specific bargains, you can clean up on spring cleaning must-haves. This Shark cordless vacuum cleaner with LED headlights. I didn't even know that was an option. 50% off right now on Amazon during their big spring sale. Over at Macy's, you can upgrade your towels with this hotel collection line, now 60% off, retailing for less than $20. Or if you're hoping to slay your vacay this spring, this two-piece Samsonite luggage set, 57% off on Amazon right now. They're durable, stylish, and most importantly, they're a bargain.
Ooh, I'm in the business for a new luggage, so that's good. Okay, well, what about some of us that are planning to host Easter brunch? Any sales that we should know about?
Okay, well, first of all, Rachel, where is my invite to that aforementioned brunch? Second, Walmart is hooking it up, offering the fixins for a traditional Easter meal or an Easter brunch for 8 people, everyone costing less than $5 per person. Fees may apply and availability can vary. The brunch comes with pancake mix, fresh fruit, eggs, and juice. The meal comes with ham, fresh and frozen veggies, and dessert. Or if you're looking to minimize your time in the kitchen entirely, Cracker Barrel is bringing back its heat and serve meal options that ensure a great meal, oven to table in under 3 hours. For example, the Easter ham or prime rib family dinner comes with sides like mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, green beans, roasted gravy, and rolls.
Okay, all right, I understand you have one more crazy deal for us, Will.
This one's pretty intense. Check it out. Right now, when Amazon Prime members purchase a new qualifying car through Amazon Autos, you receive a $1,250 Amazon gift card after picking up the vehicle.
What? Wow. Well, first of all, I didn't know that you could even buy a car on Amazon, so that's news. Do you get free shipping? Who knows?
Yeah.
Will, thank you so much for that.
We talked about the men, but let's get into the women's March Madness bracket. It is heating up, and nobody breaks it down better than ESPN analyst and former player Chiney Ogwumike, who was with us this morning to talk the matchups, the upsets, and the teams that you need to watch. All right, so let's start with the game on ABC today. Finish this sentence for me. Louisville will win the Sweet 16 game versus Michigan if...
Good morning, friends. Louisville will win if they can slow down Michigan's super sophomores. They have Olivia Olson, who is honestly a sensational scorer. They have Mila Holloway, who is tremendous when it comes to assists. They have Silas Swords, who literally is a person that can be a sniper. She is a weapon, and it will take 40 minutes because Olivia Olson in the first half, she had 0 points. She's an All-American. She exploded for 27 in the second half. So Louisville will win if they pack their defense and slow down the Michigan sophomores.
Okay, let's talk about Kentucky here, coming off that dramatic 1-point win. Does that late-game confidence travel against a dominant Texas team, or is this where the Longhorns, their firepower takes over?
You know where I'm from, the great state of Texas, and that's where our regional is. And Kentucky will need confidence because if they keep it close, they can be in the mix, but they will have to take down a 1 seed in Madison Booker. And I don't think y'all understand how good Madison Booker is. She's an All-American, and she's the best mid-range shooter in the nation. She actually has more mid-range makes than 329 D1 teams. So Texas, they're a defensive team. Kentucky can play defense, but offensively, they'll need to bring that firepower to go toe-to-toe against Madison Booker.
Okay, Chiney, all right. What about South Carolina? It's been steamrolling teams. What does Oklahoma have to do to disrupt the Gamecocks and make this interesting?
You guys know that song, I'm Looking for Revenge. They're going to look for revenge, South Carolina, because Oklahoma actually beat them in the SEC. And Oklahoma actually is an improved team, and they'll have to show that. They have good balance on the inside and out. Reagan Beers actually led the SEC in field goal percentage, but most importantly, they added a player by the name of Aaliyah Chavez, and she's extremely saucy. So they'll have to bring their A game, knowing that South Carolina is gunning for them again, knowing that because they lost, they went to Sacramento instead of playing in Texas, so there will be motivation on both sides of the ball.
All right, I'm still not over the revenge. Sorry, I'm thinking about I'm watching the game being like, revenge. Okay, TCU versus Virginia has star power written all over it. What are you watching for in this one?
Oh, the guards. And I'm biased because I'm a post. I always love to shout out a post player. But in this matchup, TCU Virginia, I'm watching the guards because Olivia Miles of TCU is super special. She plays like Chelsea Gray, who is a WNBA champion. She plays like Magic Johnson. She's capable. She actually made history as the first player to have triple doubles for multiple teams in the NCAA tournament. But they're going up, get your dancing shoes, or is it like the glass slippers ready, against a Cinderella, someone you can really root for in Kimora Johnson. She has been clutch. In the first 4 games, she had 17 points. In the first round, she had 28. In the second round, she had 28 again. 14 of those points came in the second half and close to overtime. And so this is a team that has really won a lot of hearts and minds, Kimora Johnson and Virginia, but TCU, they are the top dogs. And so this one will be a battle in the backcourt.
All right, so Chene, you've laid out some of the key matchups here, but is there one team that really stands out to you the most in this tournament so far that you're watching?
I don't know if you caught it yesterday, but Hannah Hidalgo is a menace. She is amazing. She put up a ridiculous stat line for Notre Dame. She had like 31 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and get this, 10 steals. She put on a defensive performance for the ages. Many people, when the year started, did not think that Notre Dame would be able, as a 6 seed, to really walk into the Elite Eight. They worked so hard, and I'm really impressed with Hannah Hidalgo, what she's been able to do for the Fighting Irish. Now, in return, they get UConn, so that's going to be a tall task to handle, but Hannah has played sensationally so far this tournament.
Excellent. We'll be watching. Chene, always a pleasure. So great to have you on. We'll chat soon. And of course, you can catch the full slate of games on ESPN and right here on ABC starting at 12:30 Eastern.
Okay, we're back now with our play of the day, and we're getting a kick out of a toddler with some big dreams. Meet 1-year-old Muhammad. He's been called the tiniest martial artist in the world. Look how cute. His father actually runs a Taekwondo school in Michigan, and Muhammad loves to imitate the older kids. So Dad got him his own uniform. Now little Muhammad gets a kick out of coming to practice himself, working on those spin kicks and stretches. His technique needs a little work. Let's see it right there. Oh, he's trying, though. He's getting there. The internet's loving this pint-sized martial artist. He's racked up tens of millions of views on TikTok.
First of all, getting a 1-year-old to focus on anything right? is a major accomplishment. He is so cute.
I didn't know they made uniforms that small.
I know.
It's a tiny little uniform.
Tailor fit.
So cute.
All right, coming up here on GMA in our second hour, how GLP-1 weight loss drugs are changing what we see on grocery store shelves.
And what do Lin-Manuel Miranda, Dwayne Johnson, and Anne Hathaway have in common? They've all been named Disney's legends. We'll have more in Pop News.
Good morning, America. It's our second hour. Funding fight. Overnight, the House passes a bill to fund DHS for 2 months, but the top Senate Democrat vows it's dead on arrival. And lawmakers head off to a 2-week recess. President Trump ordering DHS to start paying TSA workers when they could see those paychecks. But it's still agony at the airports. The look at the lines travelers face this weekend.
Changes coming to the grocery stores near you.
It's a grocery haul on a GLP-1.
How GLP-1 weight loss drugs are affecting the way we shop. Becky Worley checks it out.
Celebrating the legends behind the magic at the Walt Disney Company. From Dwayne Johnson to Lin-Manuel Miranda and recently retired CEO Bob Iger. We'll tell you who made this year's list of Disney legends.
And she's danced her way to the top on Dancing with the Stars. Lindsay Arnold is here with a 15-minute workout that really works. As she says,
"Good morning, America." Woo!
It's Saturday morning. This is GMA.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Lindsay's going to put me through a workout.
Yeah. You get our pumps in today.
That's right. Good morning, America. It is good to see you. It's great to have Rachel here in for Janae. It is a very, very busy weekend here. We've got a lot of news to get to. The Elite Eight takes shape as the men's teams power through the March Madness tournament. The highlights and the key matchups ahead here.
Plus, Tiger Woods arrested on DUI charges after a rollover crash in Florida. What authorities are now saying about the wreck this morning?
But we do start here on Capitol Hill with the ongoing fight to fund the Department of Homeland Security amid the partial government shutdown. House lawmakers overnight passed a stopgap funding bill, and now it heads to the Senate. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with the details on where this goes from here. Selena, good morning.
And good morning to you, Whit. Yes, we are still stuck in this partial shutdown, now on day 43, after House Republicans rejected the Senate's plan to reopen the Department of Homeland Security and pass their own plan. This new version must now go back to the Senate, but senators have already left town for 2 weeks, and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says this House bill is dead on arrival.
Overnight, the House passing a new temporary bill to fully fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 months.
On this vote, the yeas are 213 and the nays are 203. The resolution is adopted.
House Republicans plowing ahead with their own plan, rejecting the Senate's bill to end the partial government shutdown. Speaker Johnson slammed the Senate bill for taking out money for ICE and Border Patrol, even though those agencies are already fully funded by President Trump's mega bill passed last year.
This gambit that was done last night is a joke.
Democrats were betting the partial shutdown would pressure Republicans to reform immigration enforcement. But after weeks of the shutdown and chaos spreading in airports across the country, Democrats have not secured any of their demands.
Democrats must stop their dangerous and destructive shutdown and reopen the Department of Homeland Security without delay.
But Democrats not backing down.
Immigration enforcement in America should be fair, just, and humane. That's not what's happening right now. And the American people know that ICE is out of control.
The bill passed in the House now needs to go back to the Senate, where Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has vowed it's dead on arrival. TSA workers like Rebecca Wolf from Boise, Idaho, going without pay for weeks.
The biggest challenge, obviously financial, but it does take in emotional and mental toll on anybody and everybody.
The president now ordering DHS to start paying TSA workers. The department says checks should start arriving on Monday.
I'll believe it when I see it. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of faith.
So bottom line here, guys, this fight in Congress is far from over. And to be clear, Democrats have been demanding real reforms to ICE, including requiring ICE agents to remove their masks and wear body cameras. But so far, Gio, they haven't gotten a single one of their demands.
All right, Selena Wang following it all for us. Thank you so much, Selena. And the impact of the partial government shutdown, it continues to be felt at airports nationwide. Travelers facing another weekend of long security lines. And ABC's Mola Lenghi has been following one of those lines. Mola, it is still looking very long there at Baltimore Washington International Airport.
Yeah, good morning, Gio. Really no relief in sight here at BWI. Wait times approaching about 3 hours and counting, I'm told. As you can see, people everywhere, lines in every direction, starting at the TSA checkpoint, security checkpoint, stretching past the airline ticket counters, past the food court and the stores and the shops, literally winding and weaving its way through the terminals, quite literally stretching out the door, spilling out onto the sidewalk, the departure drop-off areas here, pretty much as far as the eye can see. Some folks telling me they've been waiting for hours and hours and hours. Some folks, as they wait in line, resigned to the reality that they're probably going to miss their flight. So certainly shaping up to be another long and busy day, not just here at BWI, but at many airports across the country as TSA agents continue to wait on those paychecks that they've been waiting on for 4, 5, 6 weeks, nearly a month and a half now, going without pay. Again, they're now being told that they'll receive those payments starting Monday. But at the nation's airports so far, Thursday was the worst day in terms of TSA agents calling out of work. TSA officers, nearly 3,500 of them called out of work. Several major airports nearly paralyzed by that. Bush Airport in Houston had the highest rate of call outs at 44%. 44% of TSA agents calling out there 40% in Atlanta, 37% here at BWI, and New York JFK had 33%. Of course, all of this happening as folks are traveling more this week into next week. You have Easter, Passover, spring break, a lot of folks hitting the nation's skyways. Officials advising passengers to try to arrive 2 to 3 hours early, but you might even want to get earlier at some of the nation's busier airports. You also want to check with your airlines, check those apps for updates, and if you can, try to carry on their advising instead of packing a bag to check. And as far as we're talking about packing, guys, you might want to pack some patience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Seriously, that's the last thing anyone wants to see coming home from spring break or going on spring break. Okay, Mola, thank you. Tiger Woods is out of jail this morning after being arrested on DUI charges in Florida. Authorities say Woods was traveling at a high rate of speed Friday when he crashed his SUV near his home on Juniper Island. The Martin County Sheriff's Department says Woods was not injured and was able to crawl out of that SUV. Investigators say responding officers performed a breathalyzer test, which detected no alcohol, but authorities say he would not submit to any other drug tests. It all comes as Woods was mounting a comeback to competitive golf. Whit?
All right, March Madness heating up here, and as the men's and women's NCAA basketball teams are battling it out on the court, ABC's Ashin Singh with more on who's advancing to the next round. Some crazy games.
Some crazy games, right, Whit? And the Elite Eight is set, and on the men's side and on the women's side, some instant classics and historic performances as teams punch their tickets to the next round. Overnight, Duke men's basketball making plays when it mattered most, holding off St. John's late in a wire-to-wire matchup. And in one of the wildest games of the night, Michigan State storming back from being down 19. But UConn survived to keep those title hopes alive. But we did get one upset, Tennessee pulling it off against Iowa State, heading to their third straight Elite Eight. And on the women's side, late game drama in full effect, with Duke taking down powerhouse LSU with a buzzer beater, snapping 3 straight Elite Eight appearances for the Lady Tigers.
With the slow roll.
With the slow roll, right? And in Notre Dame versus Vanderbilt, it was the Hannah Hidalgo show, a record-setting night, joining Caitlin Clark as the only players with a 30-point triple-double in the tournament. And the top seeds were rolling, with UCLA and UConn both moving on. And the women will finish off the rest of the Sweet 16 throughout the day today, while the men's Elite Eight will get underway later. Guys?
All right.
Good stuff.
A lot to watch.
That's what it's all about, right, Gio?
That's right. Thank you, Ashin. Coming up here on GMA in our morning menu, how GLP-1 weight loss drugs are changing what you see on grocery store shelves.
And we're celebrating International Women in Music Day. Find out which female artists run the world. Back now on GMA with our GMA cover story. We're looking at the way supermarkets are changing because of the increasing number of people using GLP-1 drugs for weight loss. Becky Rowley checked out what's happening.
Let's do a little grocery haul. Back in the store to get another GLP-1 hyperfixation meal.
It's a grocery haul on a GLP-1.
As more Americans take GLP-1s, it's changing the way people eat and shop.
The baskets used to be bigger. Now they're a little bit smaller.
And behind the grocery shelves, planners like Yvette Decker of the Rayleigh's grocery store chain are thinking hard about the products they stock.
It's how these shoppers are shopping that's very different.
Approximately 1 in 8 Americans are using GLP-1 drugs. Decker says the amount of purchases they're seeing in their stores has decreased as people buy a little less food, but it's more about the makeup of that shopping cart.
Folks who are GLP-1 medication users are passionate about fresh. I am seeing higher protein, higher fiber, more green juices or green powders, more multivitamins, the different, like filling those nutrient gaps, more hydration and electrolytes.
And brands are trying to capitalize on those shifts. They're marketing to those GLP-1 consumers directly on the box.
For my GLP-1 shoppers, there's brands that are actually highlighting right here, GLP-1 friendly.
Says it right on the package.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a pizza and a pizza, this particular one is GLP-1 friendly, while this one is not.
But it's not just weight loss medications. It's also a change in messaging from government agencies. And it's all showing up in what's going on grocery shelves.
It seems like there's something on every aisle that's changed.
Down every aisle, and you'll notice it's on that eye level, which is that strike point, which is very important for the shopper.
And Decker says there is a move away from ultra-processed food.
What in the past prior to the GLP-1 medication might have been in that basket?
used to be a lot more so kind of sugary snacks and drinks in larger portion sizes. So it's smaller grab and go, smaller snacks, smaller sizes just in general, and less processed stuff.
For Good Morning America, Becky Worley, ABC News, Alameda, California.
Yeah, so interesting, all those changes to the grocery store. All right, our thanks to Becky.
All right, time now for Pop News and Will Gans. Let's get popping.
All right, let's get popping. But first, a question for the three of you.
Okay.
Wait, Gio and Rachel, who run the world?
Girls.
There it is. That is certainly true on this internet.
Gio's like,
girls. Girls. Yeah, a really bro-y way to answer a very girl power, sort of question. On this International Women's Day in music, we have come a long way since the first recorded instance of a female composer in Western music in the year 1150. And did y'all know that rumor has it Mozart took credit for some of his sister Maria's compositions in the 18th century? Yeah.
What?
I know. But nowadays, we are celebrating our female musicians in a huge way. Our friends at Spotify tell me that streams of female musicians are up more than 635% over the last decade. Olivia Dean is the female artist with the biggest increase in global streams on Spotify over the past year. But I want to ask you guys to guess the top 4 most streamed female artists of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. Starting with number 4, here's a hint, she hasn't dropped an album in a decade.
Rihanna.
That is correct.
Wow,
1 point for Rachel.
Really good.
Wow. Now to the 3rd most streamed woman on Spotify. Here's a hint. She's an Oscar winner and a bad guy.
Lady Gaga?
Nope. Good guess.
Oscar winner.
I'm a bad guy. Billie Eilish.
Oh,
Billie Eilish. Come on, it was right there. It's also hard while another artist is playing in the background, so I understand. All right, coming in at number 2, her streaming numbers are higher than the ponytail was at the beginning of her music career. Any guesses?
Ponytail.
She wore the high pony always. She's also an Oscar
Ariana
nominee.
Grande?
That's
Ariana.
correct. Yes.
Okay, that was
She's
good.
the number 2 most streamed artist, female artist in Spotify history, and the number 1 most streamed woman.
Beyonce.
Beyonce, right?
No.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
I
Swift.
knew it was one of
Yes.
those. It was had
Beyonce was also in the top 10, I'll have you know. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
All right, so that is Women in Music. Happy International Women in Music Day to everybody out there.
I'm still laughing at the Gio. Who runs the world?
Girls.
Girls.
Yeah, they sure do,
But
Gio.
it's true.
It is true. All right, now to some brand new Disney legends. Our parent company announcing the class of 2026, and it is stacked. Some of the inductees include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Anne Hathaway, Lin-Manuel Miranda, all of whom have been a huge part of the magic of Disney, and another magic maker who will be honored, our former CEO and chairman, Bob Iger. The prestigious Disney Legend Award is bestowed upon a select few who have made an indelible mark on the Walt Disney Company, and Bob Iger certainly has done just that. His career began right here at ABC News more than 5 decades ago, and last week he handed over the CEO reins to Josh D'Amaro. Ryan Seacrest will return as host for the ceremony that happens during the Summer D23 Ultimate Disney Fan Event on Sunday, August 16th. Congratulations to all of those legends, and perhaps a few Disney legends in the making right here on the
Well, I think we're the wannabe legends.
Yes, exactly.
In my book, verified legends right
The
now.
admirers from afar.
That's right.
But congrats to all of them. Now over to Whit and Tori Johnson. Hey, Whit.
All right, thanks, guys. It is time for Deals and Steals. Tori's here this morning with great products, all under $20. That's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
So pet odor, food smells.
I got all of it. Children,
stinky
with soccer
shoes.
cleats, shin
Exactly,
guards.
Exactly. Stinky athletic equipment.
Yep.
So very often people will spray a fake fragrance to
Yes.
mask the odor, and then it just kind of gets maybe
I'm that
worse
guy,
and worse,
just in the
right?
mudroom, the whole
so
thing.
That's what's great about these.
Ooh.
This is like a Moso Natural bamboo charcoal bag. So
Okay.
inside of here is just bamboo charcoal, and it's like a magnet against all of that odor. So you can stick this kitchen, closet. We've got the shoe size ones. You could put it in the trunk of the car. So many different options with this. They last about 2 years, so you get a lot of use from this, and it's just gonna make your air fresh, cleaner, and get away the stink. And it's all slashed in half, starts at $3.
Whoa.
It's a really
Okay,
great
my house
odor
needs
spray.
that
It's
for
a good
sure.
one. Okay, True Skin. So 150,000 positive reviews on this little one right here. This is a vitamin C serum, really great for brightening skin. It's great for discoloration. There's a super serum as well, a vitamin C super serum, the pink one right here.
Okay.
That also great for dark spots. But all of these products are designed to either be used alone, layering, depending on what your skin concerns are. Retinol is great overnight one. And what people love about this is efficacious formulas at very accessible prices. The entire collection is $8 to $20 plus from True Skin, free shipping.
That's a deal.
Can't beat
Right
that.
there.
Can't beat
Okay,
that.
Tori.
Okay. Turby twist.
Yep.
So if you had long hair, this would be a really
I've got
great
two
way.
daughters. There's lots of this going on in my house.
Exactly.
Yep.
A great way to be able to dry hair quicker before you start using any of your heat styling products.
Yes,
And so that means less heat, less damage to your hair. These are terrific. We also have their moisturizing gloves and socks if you need a little spa treatment there. These little cold packs are great for boo-boos, but also a lot of little beauty secret. People use them for depuffing on the face, so some multi-use there. Everything from Turby Twist is slash in half.
Excellent. Half off. Love it.
Yeah, we love that. You know what else we love? Invisa socks.
Yep.
Some of the best no-show socks. These are great because they stay in place. And then this little piece right here, oftentimes on no-show socks, digs and it's really tight and it's not comfortable. With these, very comfortable, designed to lay flat and to stay in place. That's the magic of Invisa socks. You get 3 pairs for $11 with our deal. We've got all the neutral colors in sizes for men and women.
This is my size too, right here.
That is the little baby one?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Bling Sting. I am not going to demo this on television, but if I push this button, it would emit a loud alarm sound, and that is designed to alert people that I need help and potentially to startle an aggressor. These are great with this little clip here because they're easy to put on bags. Keep them moving with different bags, backpacks, whatever you're traveling with that day. It's a great way to make people feel safer. These are $10.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really smart. And then finally, one of our favorites, this is Makeup Eraser. Easiest way to remove makeup without using disposable wipes. So disposable wipes, not so eco-friendly. These are really fabulous because A, they're super soft. They're also a lot prettier than disposable wipes. And we've got a big variety of assortments. There's Cloud9, this set that I love. There's a pickleball set right in front that's really fun. A little limoncello. There's a little Cloud9 set right here, the Cloud9 set.
Is it like a solution that's used?
No, just water.
Really? Just water? Okay, so that's a big deal. All right.
You can even remove makeup that is waterproof. So mascaras, eye products, all of it,
That's
even
amazing.
waterproof, just water, reusable, eco-friendly, 50% off, and 2 words.
Free shipping.
You got it.
Favorite, Tori, you're the best. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We've partnered with all these companies on these great products. You can get them at gmadeals.com or the QR code right there on the screen. We'll be back.
All right, welcome back to GMA. Let's take a look at some of the other stories we're following here on this Saturday morning. Alec Boehm, a third baseman for the Phillies, suing his parents for $3 million. Alec accusing his parents of funneling large amounts of his money into accounts that they managed for him. The suit claiming his mother and father transferred out millions, used the money to cover their personal expenses, and then froze him out of 4 accounts. Boehm's parents deny the allegations.
All right, mortgage rates trending higher as markets react to the war with Iran. The average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage is now just shy of 6.4%. The 15-year mortgage rate was up 5.75%. This marks 4 straight weeks of increases. Analysts say the war is causing economic uncertainty for investors.
Price hikes are on the way for PlayStation 5 consoles. Sony announced that it's boosting prices up to $150. This puts the PlayStation at a range of $650 to $900. Sony did not give a specific reason for the hike, only citing continued pressures in the global economic landscape. Price hikes take effect April 2nd. Prices on everything going up, so it's just, par for the course.
Yep.
All right, our GMA health alert right now about warding off dementia, which affects more than 6 million adults in the U.S. A new study finds preparing meals may actually help lower the risk of dementia in older adults. Dr. Leah Kroll, neurologist at Maimonides Medical Center, joins us now with more. Dr. Leah, it's always great to see you. We had this conversation last week, but this is a little bit different because there's a different study here, preparing your food. And what did we learn with this one?
Okay, this is a fun one, you guys. So this is a study out of Japan, looked at the relationship between cooking and risk for dementia in older adults. And basically the study found that over a period of 6 years, older adults who were cooking at least one time per week had a 30% lower risk for dementia compared to other people. So cooking may be a good workout for your brain, and it's not just what's on your plate, but how you're preparing your plate.
So how can that planning and the preparing actually help prevent dementia?
So when you think about it, cooking really taps into so many different cognitive skills because you got to plan the meal, go to the grocery store, chop the ingredients, time things out on the stove. So that's organization, attention, memory, multitasking, motor skills, you name it, the brain is doing it during this process.
So not necessarily the food itself. This is also the act of doing it.
The act of planning and executing, absolutely. And in fact, because cooking requires the brain to be firing on all cylinders, we actually use the loss of the ability to cook as a red flag sign for dementia, which I think begs an important sort of chicken or egg question when it comes to interpreting studies like this, because is it that cooking is protective against dementia, or that people in the earliest stages of disease are doing it less because they're losing that ability? And I think the answer for us is probably a little bit of both. And so you can think of cooking as both a marker for brain health and as a great brain boosting activity.
Wow, that's interesting. To that point, though, what Gio was saying, the act of cooking. So beyond cooking itself, are there other things that people can be doing or other takeaways from this study?
Absolutely. Look, it's not about becoming a chef. It's about keeping your brain active in real life. And there's so many different things you can do to promote good brain health. So the first is keeping your brain engaged every day. That means challenging yourself. Could be as little as trying a new recipe, as big as learning a new language. Anything in between counts. Exercise, we have proven time and again to be one of the most important tools we have for preventing dementia. Managing stress, prioritizing sleep, critical for memory, and staying social. Bonus points, you guys, if you're preparing and eating your meals with people you love. I don't know about you, but certainly my whole social life revolves around food, and I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that I've been learning piano, and ever since I started, I really feel like it's like kicked up the brain a little bit.
And plus, you know, you're a healthy eater as well. And that kind of circles back to the conversation we were having before. So if you're cooking and the preparation is helping your brain, but the foods you eat as well, remind us some of those key foods that are healthy for our brain.
So throwing back to last week, if you want to eat for brain health, you want to prioritize foods that are real foods, minimally processed, really emphasizing leafy greens, berries, healthy fats, beans, nuts, poultry, fish, and limiting unhealthy foods like processed foods and foods high in saturated fats. That's going to be fried foods, red meat, and cheese.
Okay, Dr. Leah, always great to have you. We appreciate it. I feel like we're just continuing this conversation, keeping the brains healthy and strong. Good to see you again.
Good to see you now with a buzzy new gathering where aspiring actors come together to share their passion, and Morgan Norwood has that story. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, good morning. You know, we talk so much about the importance of representation in Hollywood and the arts, and we're all talking about Soul Soiree. And it's what started as a small passion project for 3 young actors has now grown into a powerful creative home for artists of color. And it's a space built to celebrate talent, community, and just the joy of being seen. Take a look.
Y'all to make some noise, how we feeling tonight?
Everyone is feeling good here at the Soul Soiree.
This is what community is. This is what community looks like.
What began as a simple idea, growing into a magnet for talented young actors.
This is our outlet. This is how we express ourselves, through music, through acting, through song, through dance. This is where we come to expand our community.
Mr. Fitzgerald, along with his friends Francis G. Moncho and Shamari Love, all working actors, creating the soiree event in the aftermath of the pandemic and the enormous actor strike in Hollywood. The space giving a platform for creatives of color to do their thing, performing live to a welcoming audience.
I'm saying, my brother, a new day is coming.
You know everything, who I am, who I was, but those two things are not the same. So can we get back to who I am? And can't you forget about who I was?
From comedic to dramatic to Shakespeare to Caribbean African monologues. I think as we start to show how vast our talents, capabilities are, it makes people look at us in a different light.
It's kind of like our generation's Def Poetry Jam.
Established actors like Ironheart's Dominique Thorne performing at the soiree.
Speak terms of manage to thy bounding steed, cry courage to the field.
Alongside up-and-coming talent.
Well, guess what? I'm leaning.
I do my monologue. This guy comes up to me, shakes my hand. He told me he loved my work, and he ended up being my manager. I mean, the Soul Soiree literally allowed that opportunity to happen.
I just love watching everyone just flourish on the stage.
You come as you are, and you know that you'll be embraced by other creatives. You'll be embraced by other people that look like you. You'll be even embraced by people that don't look like you, because they don't come into that space to judge. They come into that space to appreciate the art and share in the experience.
You truly love to see it. Now, this is now a bi-coastal celebration, and it's only 5 years in, but it's certainly growing and getting bigger.
Yeah, it really is special. You can see the impact. Yeah. Thank you, Morgan, for that.
Okay, look who's here, Lindsay Arnold. She went from keeping her partners moving on Dancing with the Stars to keeping us moving with some remarkably efficient workouts. They're very easy. The founder of the Movement Club, Lindsay, is here now to show us her 5-10 challenge workout. Welcome.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I love that.
What a way to start the day.
What a way to start the day. You're also expecting a third child. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Feeling so good and grateful that I can still move my body and feel good doing it. So I'm super excited.
And that also tells people, listen, if you can do it.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, so tell us about the 5-10 challenge.
All right, so this challenge that we are doing is 5 minutes of warm up with 10 minutes of a full body workout. This is what my Movement Club program is all about. Fast, efficient workouts that truly anyone can do anytime, anywhere. Like, this is for everyone. So get off your feet and do this with us. But we are going to start first with the 5-minute stretch. So I'm going to show you three movements. The first movement that we're going to do is a nice big arm circle. So taking those arms up, opening them, and really just focusing on opening that chest. So that's our first stretch that we will do.
When you do this right, you really feel it.
Doesn't it feel right and nice? I know. Okay, next one we're going to do, we're going to bend down and put our hands on our mat, bending those knees, and then we're going to alternate reaching up towards the sky, rotating our body, switching right to left.
So this is kind of like, see, Mike's falling, all these things
Hey,
are falling.
we're moving. Things happen.
Absolutely.
Nice, amazing.
This is kind of like world's greatest stretch a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. And then the last one we're going to do,
you're
going to meet me in a down dog. So on our hands and our feet, push those heels into the ground for me, booty back. Good. Then we're going to bring our right leg forward into a nice lunge. We'll hold here for 3, 2, 1. Get that stretch. Good. Then take it back to down dog again. And then bring that left leg forward. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Okay, so we've got those 3 stretches. You're going to do 45 seconds of each for 2 rounds, and that'll get you that 5-minute quick, efficient, full body warm up. And then we're going to go into the 10-minute workout. So we've got a band here. We're going to go ahead and put our feet into these loops.
Okay, so we have this loop here.
Yeah, put on each end.
And this is your new band that's coming out next week.
Coming soon, so stay tuned.
Very cool.
The Movement Club has lots of fun stuff coming. First movement that we're going to do is a simple bicep curl.
Okay.
Palms facing towards the sky, and we are pulsing up towards our shoulders. Good.
This is a really effective way to do it.
Isn't it great? You're feeling the burn, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's the goal. I love to hear it. Next movement we're going to do, keeping our palms towards the sky, we're going to push this band forward while squatting into our legs. So squat out and bring it back up.
Oh, come on.
Good, yeah, you feel that, don't you? I know you feel it. I love it. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, kick that right leg back behind you. You're gonna pulse it up for 2, targeting that booty.
Oh,
the little booty movement.
See, by the way, this just shows how much better balanced you are. That's tough.
This is good. We pulse it up and up. All right, we're actually going to take it. Obviously, you will do both sides of those movements, both legs. We're going to take it down to our mat for the final 2 movements.
Okay.
So let's face each
other.
other.
We have about 20 seconds.
Okay, let's get to it. We're going to put that band here on our side.
Okay.
We're going to lift up onto our knees, kick that leg out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good, and bring it back down. Yes,
okay.
Look at you
All
go. And then our final, we're going to do a nice core movement. So go ahead and hold that band above your head, and we're gonna do little taps here.
Oh, this is good.
Yes. So there you have it. We just got like pretty much every part of our body into a nice, good burn, quick and efficient. 40 seconds on, 20-second rest. 2 rounds, 10 minutes. There you go.
The Movement Club.
The Movement Club. Yes, we got more just like that over on my program.
Oh, Lindsay, thank you so much.
You.
We so appreciate you. Coming up here, Will Gans is back with ABC Secret Savings. He has what you need to know here for when you go on the go. Bags, coolers, much more. Discounts up to 60% off. Come on back.
And we're back now with ABC Secret Savings. Will Gans has gathered must-haves for when you're on the go. Well, let's get started.
Let's get right to it. Hearing aids can be very expensive. A lot of people, we were just talking about my grandma, was very resistant to giving them a try back in the day. Audien makes it easy and accessibly priced. The Atom Pro 2 promises crystal clear sound in any environment, whether you're having a conversation in a restaurant, watching TV, or outdoors. This is their smallest design yet, so you can enjoy all the benefits of hearing aids without looking like you're wearing a hearing aid, which is very important to a lot of folks. The patented Comfort Plus design is so lightweight and discreet, you'll forget you're even wearing them. There's also built-in UV sanitation, you can see right here.
Oh, yeah.
So every time it charges, you're cleaning it as well. Save 50% plus get free shipping today.
Oh, that's the most annoying part about headphones is having to clean them after. Those are so sleek.
Does it for you. It takes the guesswork out. All right, Spartan Defense is a lightweight self-defense siren meant to sound the alarm in an emergency. From college students to grandparents, you just clip it onto clothing, a backpack, anything that you might be wearing, so it's more readily accessible when you're on the go. With one click, the siren can be heard up to 1,000 feet away. A strobe light enhances visibility, so it's designed to startle an attacker and attract help. It's battery operated or rechargeable, different options. Plus, it's Find My compatible with Apple devices, which is really a great peace of mind component as well. At least 40% off today.
Oh, these are so important, especially for college students out there too.
Exactly.
Safety is really important.
All right, how about shapewear that's comfortable and moves with you? This is Under Outfit. The Comfort Shaping Bra is their classic bestseller. It offers figure-flattering lift, coverage support, smoothing boy shorts, leggings, shaping shorts, bras, and more. Save at least 40% from Under Outfit with our deal.
These are nice.
Cozy,
nice material.
right?
Very
yes.
cozy.
Yes. All right, this is a great gift as well. Take food and beverages on the go with this insulated bundle that comes with a rolling cooler cart and matching lunch tote right there. The rolling cooler holds up to 36 cans plus ice. The 360 spinner wheels are great for mobility, plus a retractable handle for when you can't be on wheels. The comfort padded shoulder strap and tote handles are great for smaller adventures. The matching lunch tote is compact but still roomy. Look at all the stuff we were able to fit in here as well. Meal containers, snacks, and beverages. Both coolers are fully insulated and leak-proof. Think picnics, games, beach days, hikes, and more. Save 35% plus free shipping today.
Yeah, the rolling is for me. The handles are for my husband.
There
okay?
you go. That's
everybody.
exactly what I'm saying. All right, when you're on the move, you want stylish organization, and that's where Lug comes in. We've got crossbodies, backpacks, even bottle holders. Each are designed with serious attention to detail, vibrant colors and patterns. Choose what works for you. With these pieces, you'll be traveling in style, baby, and it's all 40% off with our deal.
And Will, you have even more big savings for us
right
too.
here in my backpack. I'm glad you asked. Yeah. In addition to these amazing brands, this is the last weekend to score more than 24 additional deals from our March special, including must-haves for your home with Mart Cobra fire safety and rapid storage organizers and much more. You can check out everything on abcsecretsavings.com.
Oh, you got it all. All right, thanks, Will.
So great to have Rachel, Brittany, and then Will. We never want to leave out Will.
Yeah, leave out Will.
Exactly.
You can catch more weekend news over on ABC News Live. I'll be there with Will.
Yes, me.
So much
America.
Will. Can't get enough.